Crikey, good day, my old band of outlaws. Outlaw Samurai coming at you live with a video. And if you're wondering about my horrible Crocodile Dundee impression, it's Amazon time! Yay! More of me making poor financial decisions. And you reaping the benefits of entertainment. Or if you find me completely boring and monotonous to watch, that too. What is this? Well, this is a Bowie knife. And this is not an ordinary Bowie knife. This is a Timberland Bowie knife. Or no, not Timberland. Something rattlesnake. And before I show it to you, I just have to make this quote. That's not a knife. This is a knife. And it's made in Pakistan. First ever blade I've had made from Pakistan. Timber Rattler, that's what it is, Timber Rattler. It's made out of TR65 stainless steel, handcrafted in Pakistan. Did I just buy a knife from Al-Qaeda? Or ISIS? I have to make that joke, I'm American. But look, we got a very nice, substantially thick tang. Just look at that thing, so thick. That is not rust, by the way. That's like some sort of cool demon crack in the knife. But not so much knife, more like an inclusion that wasn't ground out. Yeah. Stainless steel. Very solid stainless steel. Little dull at the tip. At the very, very tip, it's a little dull. But going down the knife, sharp enough for reasonable. Sharp enough, I suppose. Could always make it sharper with a few passes on the work sharp. Now, the reason why I chose this particular brand, which you can get this on Amazon for like 30, 40 bucks. Somewhere in that deal. The reason I chose this particular Bowie knife is that it fits the aesthetics of a Bowie knife. And what I mean by that is it fits the old-fashioned aesthetics of what a Bowie knife should look like. You know, with the traditional big, wide, thick blade that you can use just as good as a basher as you can as a slasher. I'll be right back. Alright, so what was it? Oh yeah. Just as much as a basher as it is a slasher. Now, for me to get down to the nit and grit of this, like I said, this knife fits the aesthetic of a classic old style Bowie knife with its big blade, its clip point. This thing just screams like old-fashioned Bowie knife that you would take out and just cut someone with. And I do like the way that the grip is made. It's made to accentuate the handshake grip, which is good for little snipe cuts. Now, down to the real reason why I bought this. I wanted a Bowie knife. Sorry I keep moving around so much. But I wanted a Bowie knife for bushcrafting. I wanted a big, strong knife that could be used to baton, chop down little saplings if I had to. Basically an all-around, tough, rugged survival knife. And usually I would have gone with a cold steel, but they were a little pricey at the point where I wanted to get this. But, am I disappointed? No. only thing that I'm not entirely a fan of is the slanted guard. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that they added Quillon-like protrusions, and the finger choil is nice. Really gives you that fine control for doing the finer shit. I might make this my EDC carry, really, because in Indiana there's really no law against carrying this thing as long as it's out in the open. That's really the only contingent in Indiana for carrying these kinds of knives, is that you can't conceal them. And really, the only way you'd be able to conceal this thing is underneath some sort of coat or in a hoodie or something. I suppose if you were really good with a needle and thread, you could figure out some way to sew like a hidden pocket onto your jeans or some shit that has a button that you just snap open and pull the knife, but still. Alright. Brass, 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 brass everywhere. Black wood handle scales. Overall, I love the feel of this knife. It's big, it's heavy. In my mind, this fits a Bowie knife. Alright? You get these tactical, air quote, Bowie knives, and they just don't feel right. They're too light, they're too thin. They don't give you that rugged feeling that this isn't going to fail on you easily. The sheath, according to the Amazon description, is genuine leather. I have no reason to doubt that it's not. This sheath is a lot higher quality than the one that came on my Mossy Oak Bowie knife. Fits good. Strap has good retention. Comes out easily enough. Everything on this Bowie knife is tight. There's really no gaps to be seen. And I like the fact that it has this bird beak-like protrusion. So I can choke down if I had to really get some good choppy motions in. And it won't go flying out of my hands as easily. And if I had to choke up, you know, now that I'm handling this thing, choking up on it, I see why the guard is slanted now. Because if it was flat, you'd have a lot harder time getting comfortable in the choked up over the finger position like this than if you had it perfectly flat. And again, this facilitates the handshake grip, which is a pretty basic staple among knife fighting, where you're either holding the knife somewhat like this, or out forward like this. Some, I believe military fighting manuals for knives will have them in reverse grip. Reverse grip works with a knife simply because of its short blade length. Especially if your opponent comes in for a slash like this. You can block the slash by using the back of your forearm and knocking the inside of his forearm away, and then stab them in the neck, or mechanically it'd be, well, if you wanted to stab into the neck, you'd mechanically, this not only feels more comfortable if you're doing reverse grip than this, or you can even just chop right into their neck like so and end them. But yeah, the Timberland Bowie knife. The knife that would even make Crocodile Dundee jealous. Hence the reason why I did a very bad Crocodile Dundee inspired intro. So, I'm trying to make my video short, so you see my first impressions. cutting video. I know that's odd for me to say. Cutting video and review for this thing coming later. And honestly, I'm going to test how good it is in doing the shit I bought it for, and that's patoning, feather sticking, and basically everything else with factory edge, by the way. I learned my lesson with the old katana. Well, until next time, my noble band of outlaws, Outlaw Samurai tells all y'all be crazy rednecks, be safe and use your weapons. I'm Al. Peace. Good eye, mates.